Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we are going to be reading this article from The Gamer called Why We Think Sonic Should Be and Will Be Gay. Now, when the Sonic movie came out, the SJWs and Birds of Prey fans decided to attack the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And of course, because there was SJWs, of course the YouTube anti-SJWs would defend the Sonic movie. And this has caused the SJW article writers to make articles that you would expect them to make. So I'm doing this video as kind of like a warning to everyone that soon it is a possibility that there will be an SJW versus anti-SJW fight within the Sonic community. It's going to be really retarded, and I'm not going to take either side because I don't like either of them. But yeah, now there's SJWs and anti-SJWs fighting amongst each other over a fictional blue hedgehog. So that's where we're at right now. Now, this article was written right when the Sonic movie was around and getting really popular, and they decided to cash in on it. They did a bunch of Sonic movie related articles, and this is the one that I actually care about. This is the one we're going to be reading. We're just going to read this and make fun of it, because that's what we do on Sonic Insanity. Why we think Sonic should and will be gay. Sonic the Hedgehog has a history of romance. Yeah, he's been with a lot of women, though he's never been all that interested in women. I think someone hasn't read the comics, they haven't watched the cartoons, they haven't done anything outside of the games, because there's a lot of proof that Sonic is straight, but whatever. Instead, Sonic should be LGBTQ icon. So, for as much as you can't prove Sonic is straight in the games, you can't really prove he's gay either. There's nothing to hint that he's gay. He interacts with male characters the same way he would female characters. Everyone is friends. The superpower of teamwork. That's kind of Sonic's whole shtick. I don't think Sonic is interested in anyone in the games. As Sonic spins his way into cinemas, we found ourselves thinking about the things we still don't know about him. Despite the fact that Sonic has been in our games and our hearts for almost 30 years, I can guarantee you the person who wrote this article doesn't give two shits about Sonic. There is still a lot we haven't been told about the ring-collecting blue blur, such as his sexuality. Why would it fucking matter? I don't give a shit who Sonic fucks. If he collects rings and Chaos Emeralds, that's all I fucking care about. I don't care who he's banging on the side, and you shouldn't either. This has made us consider the very real possibility that Sonic could, and we propose should, be gay. Would Sonic fucking men impact how the gameplay is? If the answer is no, I don't care. If the answer is yes, I want to know how, because that sounds hilarious. Here's why. He's never been that interested in Amy. Oh yes, he doesn't like Amy. Someone who is younger than him, is batshit crazy, and wants to beat him to death with a hammer. That obviously means he's gay. Who wouldn't like Amy? Who wouldn't want a woman to beat them to death if they don't listen to them? Over the years, Amy Rose has made it her mission to bag Sonic as a husband. Yeah, that's terrifying. She doesn't try to start a relationship with him. She wants to go straight into marriage. That would scare any guy away. She considers herself his girlfriend, which is creepy, chasing him through the games and keeping him safe. However, we propose that she's always been far more into him than he is into her. Oh, way to fucking pay attention to the games at all. That's an obvious one. That's not a proposition, that's literally the truth. While the cartoons depict more hints at romance, no, he literally makes out with characters in the cartoon. He literally made out with Sally Acorn. In the comics, he literally made out with Bunny Rabbit and plenty more female characters. It's not hints, it's literal. He's dated women before in multi different continuities. Before Sally, there was Amy in the fucking manga. In the games especially, Amy comes across as having been well and fully friend-zoned. Yeah, because they're friends. And all the other people he interacts with, he treats them like friends too. Sonic clearly cares about her, but he often flinches or moves away when she displays over-romantic affection towards him. Yeah, because he doesn't want to be anything more than friends. He also seems ambivalent towards the charms of other women. Rouge never hit up on Sonic. I don't remember Rouge ever hitting up on Sonic. I don't even remember Rouge and Sonic talking. I want to know where this happened. Despite her having a more dangerous side that contrasts with Amy Rose, I don't remember Rouge and Sonic ever interacting in anything besides Sonic Battle. I don't remember them ever talking. Sonic still remains remains uninterested. Show me more clips of Rouge and Sonic interacting and I'll fucking believe you. I have no idea where you got that from. While Sonic's natural chemistry with Amy seems to be one-sided romantic, his relationship with Tails is something else entirely. Tails is an 8-year-old. Tails is an 8-year-old and Sonic is fucking 15. That's fucking weird. His relationship with Tails is obvious. He made it obvious. That's his little buddy, his best friend, his pal. I don't know about you, but I don't go around fucking all of my male friends. Tails is the boy next door. That's a creepy way to describe Tails. I don't want to look at this guy's browser history. A sweet, happy fox who brings joy. Was this written by Zealous Fox? To Sonic whenever he's around. Sonic's childhood friend. Yeah, there. Perfectly complements him in both personality and action. There. You don't fuck your childhood friend. What the fuck is wrong with you? The pair have a natural rapport and chemistry together, effortlessly seemingly to know what the other wants and needs. While Amy is very much a follower, Tails is a partner. No, he isn't. Tails follows Sonic too. Sometimes he'll nag at him, but most of the time he just does what Sonic says. This begs the question, why not take this to the next level? Because Sonic's not fucking gay. Maybe that's it. What? You could say the same thing with Amy. Like, you could say the same thing for Knuckles. You could say the same thing for fucking anyone in Sonic's life. Why not take it to the next level? I don't know, maybe because they're not fucking interested in relationships in the games? I think they don't realize that Amy being interested in a relationship is a joke. It's not supposed to be serious. Tails also has the advantage of being more universally adored partner to Sonic. Yeah, because they're friends. Practically brothers, especially in the games, than Amy, who may find, I don't know too many people find her annoying. I don't know too many people that dislike her. There's a group of people that don't like her. They're usually people who want Sonic to fuck Sally, but as a game character, I don't think people hate her. While she's simpering and swooning, Tails is protecting and helping. He hardly protects. He hardly helps. He helps with tech shit, but most of the time without Sonic, he's just fucking quivering and begging for chaos to penetrate his asshole. I don't think Tails is who you think he is, making it a far more equal pairing. He has a lot of chemistry with Knuckles. Oh god, they want it to be a three-way. I was joking. I was joking a second ago. I was kidding. I didn't mean it. When talking about Sonic relationships, it would be remiss for us to not bring up Knuckles, whose banter with Sonic lends itself perfectly to a sexually charged homoerotic I'm being fucked with. This is a joke. This is an actual fucking joke. Ashton Kutcher, step out. Someone step out. I don't know what the fuck am I reading. This is an actual article on a gaming website. A homoerotic relationship. This isn't a shitpost. This isn't someone trolling me. This is an actual fucking article. Who's funding this website? We could see this tension causing some issues between Sonic and Tails. So you just want them all to fuck each other in the ass. Welcome to DeviantArt. Don't fucking join the Sonic franchise. Join the DeviantArt fandom. Don't fucking talk about the games. Write fan fiction, you fucking idiot. As well with some rivalry for Sonic's affections coming into play. Yeah, as long as Sonic's fucking men, we're all happy. Overall, the relationship Sonic has with both Tails and Knuckles play out perfectly with a romantic element. Arguably much better than he's just not into you dynamic with Sonic and Amy Rose. Gay is the way. These days, there is quite rightly a lot of discussion regarding representation in gaming. Make a gay character. Instead of trying to make a character gay, make a gay character. Win over an audience. Do that. The LGBT plus community is still largely underrepresented because they don't matter. If you want gay characters, make gay characters. Don't make characters gay. And the presentation of homosexual relationships is every bit normal, valid, and fulfilling. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. No one gives a shit. This is the shit I don't want in the Sonic fandom, and I advise no one to play either side. Don't support this garbage, and don't support the anti-SJW. They're both gonna make this franchise somehow worse than it was before, and this is the beginning of it. This is the beginning of it becoming terrible. One's vital in combating bigotry, and homophobia. A much loved icon such as Sonic could do great things for the community. How about you fuck off? Which sadly still faces persecution and bullying. Maybe if you weren't trying to make every single character gay, maybe people would like you. Maybe if you weren't so insecure about your own sexuality, someone would care. Maybe if you didn't have to shove your shit in everyone's face and tell them to love it, someone would actually be sympathetic for you. But you're just annoying now. You're all just annoying. Also, another viewpoint, it would make some incredible headlines. Fuck off. Sega and fucking Sonic gets headlines without Sonic being gay, you fucking vultures. Sega is surely missing out on free publicity. Hey, Sonic is #1 movie in the world right now. Fuck off. Fuck off. He has been a gaming icon for over 20 years. He hasn't needed this shit before, and he doesn't need you guys. So I'd say the thing to learn at the end of this is just like Sonic for Sonic, or hate Sonic for Sonic. Don't make it political. Don't say Sonic should be gay. Don't say Sonic should be fucking anti-LGBT or whatever. Sonic is Sonic. Tell both of these sides to fuck off. Anyone who is defending Sonic and pushing against the SJW narrative, go fuck yourself. Anyone who is SJW and trying to push gay LGBT shit with Sonic, go fuck yourself. Both of you can eat the biggest fucking double-ended dildo, because you are two sides of the same coin, and I don't want either of you involved with this franchise, you fucking leeches. Go fight over Star Wars, go fight over Disney, go fight over Marvel, go fight over whatever industry you're trying to kill this week. Stay the fuck away from Sonic. I'm not gonna defend either of these fucking idiots. They're all retarded. Maybe one day I'll do a video watching the anti-SJW Sonic videos where people go, man, Sonic the Hedgehog sure is showing these feminists what for. But for right now, I just looked at this shit. I'm not anti-LGBT, I'm not anti-SJW, and I'm not for it either. It's fucking retarded. It's a fictional blue hedgehog. Play the games. Enjoy the games. Hate the games. Don't play them. Watch the cartoons, read the comics if you want to. Don't fucking get into it to represent whatever political faction you're in, you fucking pathetic human being. That's what I gotta say at the end of it. If you get your morals and your values and your political messages from a blue rat, you are fucking pathetic. And if you try to push your shit through a blue talking hedgehog, you need to reevaluate your life. That's all I'm saying. Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we are doing the very first episode of Sonic Off the Press. Today's article we will be reading is Sonic the Hedgehog Does Sonic Kiss James Marsden? Now, this is the same people that made the last article we covered on Sonic Insanity, so if you didn't watch that, go watch that. It's a very good video. Yes, dear readers, we are here today to answer the question that should be on everyone's mind. Does Sonic kiss James Marsden? Now, they feel like that should be the thing on your mind. When watching this children's film, you should be wondering if there is going to be a homoerotic scene between a human and an animal. That is what you should be looking for in your movies. After controversies and delays, the Sonic the Hedgehog, that seems really weird. Like, I would have figured they put the Sonic movie, but I guess that's not wrong. The Sonic the Hedgehog movie has finally made it to theaters in what has to be a total shocker. It's apparently not that bad. Sonic's cinematic debut turned out to be much less disastrous than Mario's. Yeah, like fucking 20 years of hindsight. And there's no doubt that the film was improved by Sonic's drastic redesign. This has nothing to do with the question you were asking at the beginning, but okay, keep padding this out. It was more visually appealing and more friendly to look at than previous monstrosity. This still has nothing to do with anything, but more importantly, it was definitely more kissable. Oh, there it is. You worked it in, finally. Could you even imagine kissing that thing? I wouldn't imagine kissing either of these things because they're furry abominations. Hard pass. Yes, dear readers, we are here today to answer the question that should be on everyone's mind. No, it shouldn't. Does Sonic kiss James Marsden? I'm sure 2 people asked that question and you were one of them. Sonic has a rich history of playing tonsil hockey with humans in the past. He kissed one human. One. If you have any other examples, give it to me. I can give you plenty of examples of him kissing animals. There was Sally, there was Bunny. You could give many examples of people who aren't humans that Sonic has kissed, but one human. That's what they're going off of, because the only game they've ever played is Sonic 06. If this movie is going to be truly faithful to the series, there better be some interspecies smooching. Yes, reference the one game that killed your franchise and made people hate your character for decades. Do that. That sounds like a good idea. The history of Sonic swapping spit. The trend of Sonic kissing people began with the awful, but maybe not that awful. It is that awful. It's barely even a game. Sonic 06. While that game did a ton of weird stuff, yeah, weird, not finishing the game, perhaps the weirdest thing they did was have Sonic partially fall in love with the magical human princess. I don't think Sonic fell in love with her. Like, Sonic was her friend. She kisses him out of nowhere, but they don't really go anywhere with that. Like, and it ends with them forgetting each other. I don't know why people... I guess it's weird. It's weird. Like, them kissing is the only hint of a romance that I saw. Sonic acts like this to every girl he ever meets that isn't Amy. This romance inevitably ends with the two engaging in bizarre, confusing kissing. It's not the two. She kisses him. He's dead. He's actually deceased, and she kisses his corpse. It's not a French. She does it to him. He can't participate. He couldn't give permission. He couldn't consent to that kissing. Sonic was sexually assaulted. That is what I'm saying. Granted, the kiss was partially because she had to bring Sonic back to life, so you did know that. So you know Sonic didn't kiss her back. Chaos Emerald magic, don't ask. But we're pretty sure that was just an excuse to make out with a blue hedgehog. No, he would still be dead. Besides that example, typing Sonic kissing in the Google, is that how we do it now? We just search shit on Google? Because I can find a lot of fucked up shit on Google, but that doesn't mean it should be in the franchise. Image search uncovers all sorts of nightmare fuel. You can do that for any franchise, by the way. Anything. It was very clear that a large portion of the Sonic audience wants to see him get... No. It's like the vocal minority. More than anyone. More than, like, any of those people would want to see this never happen. Like, most of the audiences do not want to see this happen. There's like 10 furries that wants this shit, and 100 billion normal fucking people who wants nothing to do with this degeneracy. So with that in mind, it's time to answer the big question. Does Sonic and James Marsden kiss, snog, or express their feelings in a wonderful physical display of love and affection? No, they are friends. Sonic makes friends with practically everyone. He made friends with Elise. He made friends with the fucking genie from Sonic and the Secret Rings. He made friends with Tails. He made friends with Knuckles, Shadow. Sonic doesn't fucking go around banging everyone. Massive spoiler warning for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Is this a shitpost? Did these guys get paid to shitpost? I feel like this is a fucking joke, and it's at my expense. No, they do not. Because Hollywood is filled with cowards. Yeah, it's a coward to make your movie good. We must strive to be better. Make your own thing. Put this shit in it and watch it fail. Oh, sure. Some may say the idea of CGI cartoon hedgehog kissing a 46-year-old, how the hell is he 46, star of X-Men and Hop, he was in X-Men, I didn't even know that, is too much, and they are right. They might say that a movie aimed at children is no place for such a forbidden romance, and they're right. They might say that such a cinematic kiss would be the best horrifying and worst an affront to God that exemplifies how far society as a whole has fallen into the pit of immorality and depravity. Yes, you are self-aware? I know it's gonna end with but. I know it's gonna go but next, but that is at the peak. That is at the peak of knowing that you're a fucking degenerate. That you are so close. But, come on, it would have been hot. Oh yeah, best defense ever. It would have broken down barriers, opened up new doors to bestiality, changed the way the world perceives movie romance. No, it wouldn't have. It would have just made Sonic go broke. Right now, Sonic the Hedgehog movie is nothing more than a video game adaptation in which Jim Carrey controls evil robots, and what's wrong with that? It's doing amazingly. It fucking blew up. It dominated all the other movies that were coming out. It was #1 movie in America, maybe even the world. I think there's good reasons behind that. And there's probably at least a fart joke. Yes, there was one fart joke. Sonic and Marston kissed would have made the Sonic movie one of the most memorable movies ever made. No, it wouldn't have. No, it wouldn't have. It would have been forgotten the next time they put a black LGBT trans lesbian midget in a different movie. Pandering gets you nowhere. It doesn't help. It doesn't fucking help. It doesn't change anything. No one really gives a damn. There was a lesbian couple in the Star Wars movie. No one gave a damn. No one fucking cared. And most of the time, this shit's edited out in other countries. So if that ever did get in, I bet you it wouldn't be in China if they're still alive. I bet you it wouldn't be in fucking Iran or Iraq, if it even gets there. Your progressivism goes nowhere. It's pointless. It's completely stupid. Instead, it'll go down in history alongside with Detective Pikachu and Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat? You put Mortal Kombat on that list? I put Mortal Kombat on a list with The Room. It's a movie that's so bad I kinda enjoy it. On the list of video game films that aren't good. Wait, what? I wouldn't call Sonic the Hedgehog not good. I wouldn't even call Detective Pikachu not good. They're alright movies. They're serviceable, but at least passable. Not good, but passable. What? Are you a fucking brain-dead idiot? I'm not even gonna go into that bag of worms. Considering the terrible game-to-film adaptations that have come before this accomplishment, but it would have been so much more. No, it wouldn't have. Hopefully, when the inevitable sequel arrives, we will have grown as a civilization. No, I feel like we're gonna be the same assholes, and it's not gonna happen. When that day comes, the glorious makeout session between a magical mammal and a middle-aged man. Tell me you're joking. I want this fucking writer to DM me and say, get pranked, you get owned. I want you to tell me that you are the master of fucking memes and I've just been pranked, because I don't believe you sincerely fucking wrote this. I just don't fucking believe it. Who once played Cyclops shall herald the arrival of the new utopian society. It has also spawned some pretty dank memes. No. You fucking old people can't meme. Yeah, that's the truth of it. So that was the Gamer's article, Sonic the Hedgehog Does Sonic Kiss James Marsden? And it was shit. What did you expect from it? What did you expect from any of this shit? They want bestiality just cause. That's their whole fucking argument. I'm glad that this didn't happen. I'm really shocked that this publication is even a thing, and I want to believe they have masterful trolls hired there. I've seen pictures of the people who write these articles, and I could probably click on this one right now and show you who this is. They don't really look like hardcore memers. They look like fucking depressed middle-aged people or depressed old people. I don't think they're pulling epic pranks on me. I think they're sincere. Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we are going to be doing another episode of Sonic Off the Press. Today we are talking about how a couple of journalists are offended by a Sonic the Hedgehog movie porno spoof. Now, this first article is from Lad Bible. I've never heard of this site, but then again, I've never heard of any of these fucking sites. So let's read this. Sonic the Hedgehog's inevitable porn parody is here, and oh my god, my eyes. And we see a screenshot from the movie and a screenshot from the old Sonic trailer. There are two things that I know to be absolutely true about the internet. The first thing is that any argument about any subject, if given long enough, will lead to someone being compared to Hitler. The second is that wretched hive of the Sonic the Hedgehog related pornography. You can't move for the smut, drawings, and animations of the blue blur and his supporting cast of characters doing unspeakable things to one another litter the web. Typing Sonic into Google without enabling safe search function is basically an extreme sport at this point. You can do that for practically every fandom though. Like practically anything. You can do the same with Ninja Turtles or any childhood cartoon that shouldn't have porn of it. It's into this crowded arena that a new contender steps in. Sonic the Hedgehog. Sorry, I just needed to take a second to swallow a little bit of sick that came up when I typed that. Oh god, really? Typing vag makes you nauseous? What fucking, how pathetic are you? Sonic the Hedgehog comes from Wood Rocket, and Wood Rocket is the same people who made the Ninja Turtles porno. The same production companies that gave us us as The Legend of Zildo, The Goo Place, the Lego movie, and Asex Legends. How can you forget about the fucking 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles? Like, the 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles is a classic. That is quite a CV. But you can check the borderline not safe for work trailer for yourself below. Just proceed with caution. There's nothing too shocking in the trailer, but it's still a trailer for a porno. Think about how your boss catching you while watching it would go down before you hit play. Why would you fucking be reading this article at work? And I'm not gonna play the trailer right now. Porn parodies based on video games are obviously nothing new, but Sonic the Hedgehog stands out for being, as far as I can tell, an adaptation of a very recent released movie, except instead of Jim Carrey and a cute animated hedgehog running around causing chaos, we have April O'Neil and Lexi Luna sharing brief lines of dialogue before they presumably get down to whatever people do in porn movies. I hate to tell you this, but I think they have sex in porn movies. Just assumption on my end. I wouldn't know. I've never seen one. Who wrote this fucking article? You're a liar. You're a fucking liar. There is no way you haven't seen porn ever. You are a fucking liar. On the subject of dialogue in this movie, it really has to be heard to believe. I want to... Okay, and then he quotes some of it, so just know, I'm gonna try not to die from laughing. I want you to go knuckles deep in me was a particular highlight, if you can call it that. The movie clearly has a sense of humor, but it also features a woman dressed as one of my favorite childhood characters having lots of graphic sex. I thought you didn't see it. Needless to say, I find myself conflicted and more than a little uncomfortable. I think someone is turned on. It doesn't help that the Sonic mask is legitimately terrifying. Seriously, just look at it. I thought that the initial design for the official movie was bad enough, and he is right. That mask is fucking terrible. It looks like Jim Carrey's The Grinch, but it just was dyed blue and is trying to pull off its best Goku cosplay. If you're feeling the desire to express your love for Sonic in unconventional new ways, the full version of Sonic the Hedgehog is available on Pornhub Premium. Great, the best place to go to. You'll have to muddy your browser history by searching for it yourself. I'm not leaving a link to it. I've suffered enough through this morning. And now we move on to our second article from Games Radar. Sonic the Hedgehog porn parody trailer thinks it can just waltz into the internet full of Sonic porn. Dear Internet, there is now a porn parody of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and you can watch the trailer for it right now. It's sort of safe for work. A bit. No, it's really not. I've seen it. It's censored, but the trailer still might get you in trouble. The porn parody, fully titled Sonic the Hedgehog, premiered today with a trailer on YouTube and the full version on Pornhub. And if you really want to watch this, I recommend you to watch the Cinema Snob review. He plays the best parts of it. Just watch Cinema Snob Sonic the Hedgehog. That's the best you can get for this. No, I'm not linking you to it. Everyone has to state that over and over again. No one expects you to link to porn. You can find it yourself. At this point, maybe saying, "Hey Connor, are you a YouTuber?" But monkey! There have been sexy pictures of Sonic and his friends floating around the internet for as long as people have been horny online. What makes this parody so special? I'll tell you what makes it special. And it isn't even the freaky hedgehog face mask prosthetic. It's the strange references, the Sonic canon, and video games in general. And he quotes more of these lines, so I guess I'm doing the service for you. You don't even have to watch the movie. You get to hear me say all these fucked up degenerate lines yourself. You look like you're wearing a sexy Sonic the Hedgehog Halloween costume. Earth, where my video game ass can be slutty as Leisure Suit Larry. Oh god, that one's outdated. I want you to go knuckles deep in me, a classic. I haven't been wet since the Mario Kart accident. I don't even get that one. Making a gotta go fast joke seems to have been too obvious for even this parody of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, so they went for a Fast and the Furious reference instead. Oh great. Or maybe it was just too dirty to put in the trailer. I'll bet they saved the Big the Cat and Cream the Rabbit puns for the true fans who pay to watch the extended versions on Pornhub Premium as well. I have not seen it, so I don't know, but if there is, tell me in the comment section down below, because I'm really eager to know how many more cringy references got in. Sonic the Hedgehog was created by Wood Rocket, the same company that brought us Apex Legends porn parody last year. It's really putting the work in to become the #1 source source of live-action video game porn made ASAP. Granted, Wood Rocket will never be as fast as thirsty fan artists on social media, but it can try. To be fair, Shadman beat practically everyone to Sonic the Hedgehog movie porn stuff, so Shadman is the true winner here. And this was written by this guy. At least he didn't try to say he's never seen porn before. So yeah, that's what these journalists thought of Sonic the Hedgehog. Must be a really slow news week when they have to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog porn parodies, but this is the reality we live in.
I'll get you, Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's me.
You look like you're wearing a sexy Sonic the Hedgehog Halloween costume.
Which takes us to my current home, Earth, where my video game ass can be as slutty as Leisure Suit Larry.
I want you to go knuckles deep in me.
I guess I'm blue fast, blue furious for you.
I haven't been wet since the Mario Kart accident. Medical bills got so high I had to sell my horniness just to pay them off. God bless America.
I'm still horny.
Humans are at their dumbest when they're jacking it. Not you, though. Does the carpet match the drapes?
The carpet matches the drapes and my butt.
I'm feeling hornier than Donald Trump Jr. thinking about his father.
Hey guys, Dylan here. And today we are going to be doing a Sonic Off the Press. Today's Sonic Off the Press is very special because it's a very stupid article. This article is pretty short, so this video isn't going to be too long, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it like I enjoyed reading it. This is from NYU Local, so New York University Local? I don't know what the NYU stands for. I'm sure someone will tell me later. The new Sonic game is a reflection of Donald Trump's America. Join the Resistance. And this is written by Graham Dunn. And it was written in 2017. So expect some hot political humor with this. We see Donald Trump poorly photoshopped with Eggman's mustache. And it says, I'm teaching Photoshop classes on Monday nights. This guy thinks he's fucking hilarious. His Photoshop skills are worse than my GIMP skills. The year is 2017. Donald Trump is president of the United States. And the country has never been more politically active. Young adults and the LGBT community, immigrants, juggalos. I'm used to SJW fucking terms being thrown around, but since when has juggalos been thrown in with the LGBT community? Is it LGBTJ? I've never heard anyone include juggalos. Juggalos aren't even relevant. Who fucking remembers juggalos? Whatever. And professional athletes are all uniting under a common banner. Resist. Oh yes, the juggalos are so resisting shit. They're not just a bunch of fucking ignorant white people with clown makeup on. Definitely not that. The newest addition to their ranks, a blue hedgehog who likes to go fast. Yeah, you forgot this was about Sonic for a second there. Sonic has a 25-year history in video games, some of which contain storylines diving into some pretty dark content. Not really. Government conspiracy, aliens invasions, the unleashing of ancient gods upon the earth, but 2017 Sonic Forces promises our hero lowest point yet. Sonic has been defeated. The evil Dr. Eggman has taken over the world with the help of some of Sonic's greatest foes. This isn't a new idea. Fleetway did something like this. Sad AM did something like this. Sonic Underground did something like this. This isn't really new. Now for his colorful animal friends must unite to stop the dictator's reign of terror, calling themselves the Resistance, because it's a ripoff of the Freedom Fighters. The parallels are obvious. No, they aren't. It's a reference to what came before with Sonic. Quit trying to put a political spin on this. They don't know about you. They're in Japan. They give zero shits about American politics or American LGBT rights or whatever. They don't think about you. They don't think about any of you when they make their game for children. But they go even deeper. Not only must Sonic call on the strength of his friends like Miles Tails Prower, Knuckles the Echidna, which by the way, fucking Tails was useless in that game. He was a coward who cried. Knuckles was an idiot who got 80% of their forces wiped out. And Silver the Hedgehog, which really, He didn't do much, if anything. But I guess he was there. But now he calls upon a new ally. Classic Sonic. I mean, you, the player in Sonic Forces. Players can create their own customizable avatar with a variety of looks and weapons to assist in the war effort. Too bad it wasn't fun, which explains the game's tagline, Join the Resistance. Could this be a reference to the real-world struggles against corrupt government under Trump and his Russian friends? Wow, this article didn't age well, but no. Sonic has had the freedom fighters in a lot of continuities, some that I mentioned earlier, but more including the Archie continuity, and I could probably think of more if I really wanted to. There's plenty of fucking freedom fighting friends in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe. This isn't a new concept. More than ever, political activism has spread via social media with the messages that each person can make a difference and how wrong they are. Being on social media makes no difference. There is now an increased emphasis on the strength of the individual and how one's behavior can create change. Yeah, but it won't actually do anything. The Sonic Forces trailer manifests the idea with an army of avatar characters, each unique and customized. They're not really unique. They're just a bunch of random clothes slapped on a random character, but whatever. Eggman isn't working alone, of course. He's joined by Shadow the Hedgehog, which wasn't really Shadow, Metal Sonic, which really wasn't Metal Sonic, Chaos, which really wasn't Chaos, and Zavok, which wasn't really Zavok. All the enemies from Sonic's 25-year history, or just cheap clones of them. No president can single-handedly doom a country, but by empowering those who previously silenced white supremacist Nazis. Wow, you're really going all in here, aren't you? And this isn't a parody website. This is a real fucking article. Threats we thought we defeated already. He has built a force of his own, a great wall. I mean, how can one fast hedgehog possibly defeat so many villains? He doesn't really. He doesn't. Like, it's mainly the other people who help out. Sonic doesn't really do shit, but whatever. But Sonic isn't only joined by the player character, he's getting a little help from his own past. Classic Sonic, who isn't from his past now. He's from another dimension, which might be his past. A younger version of Sonic who's traveled through time, not what the game says, to assist in a fight against Eggman. While this is first and foremost a fun gameplay and gimmick, no, it's not a fun gameplay gimmick, just hindsight. This is before the game came out. Classic Sonic could also represent the modern political desire to look on the past for solutions. Hell yeah, let's look at World War II Germany to the problems plaguing us now. Yeah, we could look back on a lot of different political systems and take notes. What would be the actions of those who marched on Washington? Not a lot. Not very much. Those who protested against Rodney King. They wouldn't care about Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. And what do we do last time a president fired someone investigating him? I really don't know how many times that's happened. There's no proof on that. It's probably a lot, but I'm living in the year 2020 where the investigations happened and nothing came of them. They tried to impeach this man, this orange Cheeto man, and they failed. So it's funny seeing how this is from a point in time where they really thought that Trump was going to get impeached. But fuck Trump. Fuck Trump. Why the hell are you talking about Donald Trump in my Sonic article? What the fuck? You're not even making parallels to Donald Trump and Eggman like Gamer Guy did. You're just straight up fucking saying this is about Trump with no proof whatsoever. Now, if Eggman wanted to build a great wall dividing all the Mobians, then maybe I would see your point. But there's nothing to connect him to Trump at all. Classic Sonic defeated Eggman before, and so did modern Sonic. So too did the American triumph over tyranny, but you're saying America is the tyranny in its past. Only time will tell whether Sonic will triumph once more, and my shitty fanfiction will be true. But his track record is pretty solid. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole fucking thing. This is literally, how can I make an article talking about the new Sonic game when it isn't out yet? That's literally this article. I'm going to take this Sonic game, this game that is not political in any way, and make it Orange Man bad. I didn't need to hear about the Cheeto president. I didn't need to be told about tyranny from the past, because regardless what you say, there's no fucking Nazis in our government. I didn't need to hear about any of that shit, because it doesn't relate to the fucking children's video game That is Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces is a game intended for little children. They are not going to insert American political fucking values into it. They're not gonna fucking put in anti-fascist values into it. Eggman is the bad guy. He is just the generic cartoon villain. He is not anything close to being a serious threat. He will always be defeated. It's a fucking kid's game. This is just projecting on the worst fucking levels. This guy thought he was fucking hilarious. I went and checked the amount of articles he actually published on this website. He hasn't published anything here for over a year, so hopefully he's gone. Hopefully he's gone from writing articles, because this article was shit. Hey guys, Dylan here. If I sound a bit weird, it's because I just got a new chair and I'm having a hard time getting it set up in a place that's comfortable. So my audio might be off for a couple of recordings, but this article that we are going to be covering today, this first article, comes from Complex, and this is a pop culture website, and this was posted on August 14th, 2017. This is Sonic Off the Press, and we are going to be reading two articles involving Sonic the Hedgehog has become the latest symbol of anti-racism. It's funny, anti-racism, but okay, that's what we're gonna go with. And yes, this is a real article written by Trace William Cohen. Now, let's get right into this. Image via Sega. Oh, I couldn't guess that one. Sonic the Hedgehog has always been a proponent of taking a stand against oppressive regimes. I hate how both of the articles that we've covered so far, like the one from last time and now this time, they both bring that up like it means anything. Sonic isn't going around stopping Stalin or Hitler. Sonic is literally fighting a fat man who makes little ladybug robots. I think you guys are overhyping Dr. Eggman. I think you guys are majorly overhyping him, because I think he just wants to build a fucking carnival. Since Sega's first introduced the anthropomorphic hedgehog to the masses way back in 1991, Sonic the Hedgehog has been embroiled in multiple successful operations aimed at dismantling Dr. Eggman's plans of taking over the world, or so we think. This weekend, Sonic has become a symbol of hope to those across the nation gathering in solidarity to oppose those neo-Nazis group following the Charlottesville terrorist attack. I love that's what they called it. But yeah, they are literally saying that you need a symbol of hope. When there is a terrorist operation going on, you need to think of Sonic the Hedgehog. A little blue cartoon hedgehog will keep you safe from the mean old terrorist. And we see this little rally right here, standing in solidarity with hundreds in West Hartford. Together, we denounce white supremacists, KKK, neo-Nazis who spur hatred. And you can see that boy off in the crowd, the boy with no arms himself, just chilling there with his no racism Sonic shirt. The photo above, from a peaceful demonstration in West Hartford, Connecticut, comes from Senator Richard. As Mashable reports, Monday morning, there is in fact a man standing in the front row rocking a must-have Sonic the Hedgehog t-shirt, which was made illegally. The shirt was quickly spotted in the replies to prevent you from having to scroll through the idiotic comments from Nazi sympathizers. Way to fucking demonize everyone who's shitposting on a kid with no arms wearing an anti-fascist Sonic shirt. Calling for to speak out against the incomparable groups such as Black Lives Matters. I mean, that is another terrorist group, so I think that's pretty comparable. We've embedded the Sonic-related replies below. Standing in solidarity. Oh, we already saw that one. Why would you show that one again? That's redundant. And then it just shows someone zooming in on it, and you can see the shirt a little bit better there. Holy fuck, the Sonic Kid. I guess that's the deepest shit. This is an actual article, by the way. Others noted Sonic's long history of representing social justice. Yes, they are actually saying Sonic is a social justice warrior. And we see this reply here from Dan Groves, and I'm pretty sure that person, Neon, posted that ironically. I could be wrong, but it seems like it. If you're homophobic, you don't really understand what Sonic is all about. It's about friendship and justice, not social justice, just justice. And being free to be yourself. Open your heart, live and learn. That's what Sonic is all about. Yeah, that's why Sonic would so be about American politics. That is definitely two things that match. The dude rocking the Sonic the Hedgehog shirt has been identified as Bin
Aceh in the
Aceh? Aceh, really? Huh. Okay. The dude rocking the Sonic shirt in the photo has been identified as Bin Aceh. Previously, Aceh wore the shirt while participating in the March for Science. If you are looking for your own Sonic Says No to Fascism and Racism t-shirt, there are currently a few available online. A blue and white color combo similar to the one seen in the viral photo is available via Teespring, which I'm pretty sure it's illegal, for $22. Wow, that's pretty expensive. It's funny how these anti-capitalist people are making a lot of money off of this shirt. Sonic the Hedgehog is now a symbol of anti-fascist resistance, and we're here for it. This is from Mashable. I guess this is the original article. So let's take a look at this, and then we'll watch that video they made. They made a video talking about this. I'll let that play at the end, uninterrupted. Sonic and Sega's iconic and adorable racing video game hedgehog. I wouldn't call him a racing video game hedgehog. He has some racing games. That's like calling Mario a racing video game plumber, who even has a protein named after him, has become a symbol of anti-fascist resistance, and we're here for it. Some eagle-eyed users spotted an audience member with an anti-fascist Sonic-themed t-shirt saying Sonic says no to fascism and racism, and a Sonic hat. And I think the Sonic hat is the cringiest part of all of it. Computer, enhance image, and they zoom in on him, because of course they would. People absolutely love the guy with the t-shirt. And let's see if anyone's actually fucking saying that they loved him, because I think everyone's just making fun of him. I think that's what they're doing. They're making fun of him, and this article is too stupid to realize that everyone is mocking this guy. Many people applauded Sonic's Who? That post again? That's not applauding shit. He's making fun of that guy. This article was written by someone who can't tell what a joke is. And then this is from his Twitter, which you believe we are going to have a Sonic Insanity on that. I am going to cover this fucking Twitter account. It's called Sonic the Antifa. How can I not cover it? That is precisely why Sonic is my go-to resistance hero. That, and he's always resisted totalitarian regimes. Oh yeah, it's definitely Sonic. He doesn't fight a fat man who makes little kitty robots. No, he fights a serious dictator. Mario and Sonic fight No, they don't. No, they don't. This guy in the picture has been identified by Storyful as Bin Ake. Bin Aceh, Bin Ak. Bin. A Sonic hardcore fan who uses the character's memes to point out, who uses the character's memes to make a point against racism and fascism. Wow, how many times can you repeat the same fucking thing in one article before you realize that this wasn't worth covering? And that's the actual shirt there, and that look he's giving you, that seductive look, is the reason why we are going to be covering him again soon. This has been wearing his now iconic shirt at the March for Science in April, so he runs around with this all the time, and he was only just now really being noted for it. And here's been using Sonic to support LGBTQ rights, and yes, we are going to cover more of that shit when we do a Sonic Insanity on him. Sonic says yes to LGBTQ rights. Yeah, definitely a Sonic thing to do. He's really obsessed with Sonic, and we're kinda loving it. And I'm gonna love it too. Keep racing, Sonic, and that's all here. And they say if you want the shirt, there's a link to it. Don't buy the shirt, that's illegal. That's illegal Sonic merchandise. And I guess I'm gonna end this with this video. So I hope you guys enjoy this fucking cringy video, then we'll do our outro.
And one person in the crowd stood out to many people. This guy, who was later identified as Ben Ayek. And while many of us are just now becoming aware of Sonic's presence in today's politics, Ben has apparently been showcasing his Sonic symbolism for a minute now. Here he is sporting his custom tee at the March for Science in April, and he even posted this photo way back in August of 2016. If you're interested in getting your paw...
I love how she legit thinks that that is about, like, an American resistance. No, you dumb bitch. That is about the Sonic video game, Sonic Forces. Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we are doing another Sonic Off the Press. I know it's been a while, but it's hard to find these wacky articles. Today's article comes from NYU Local again. I have already used this website before to find a wacky article, so I'm not shocked I found another one. This one is called Sonic the Hedgehog is Propaganda, and this is supposedly a 3-minute read, so I'm hoping they're accurate. And we can see this poorly photoshopped Sonic in front of a Blue Lives Matter flag, which is funny because Sonic is blue. Hilarious. There's the writers. If you get angry, you can talk to them on Twitter. Not encouraging harassment though, just pointing it out that they probably have social media. The long anticipated release of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie prompted Local to send 2 of its most important staff members to experience the magic, and I'm assuming they're talking about themselves, the people who wrote this. Very egotistical. Unfortunately, everyone was busy, so they're doing a self-deprecating joke. Even worse. Even fucking worse. Whatever. So, instead they sent us lol funny random XD. Addison and Leo, that's not fourth wall breaking at all. We made the trek to Times Square. Oh yeah, so dreadful. You're getting to see a movie for free. I had to walk there. On Saturday, sat in a half-empty theater because of COVID. It's not because of anything negative. And saw the movie alongside some memers and small children. That's the main demographic for Sonic the Hedgehog, so at least the right people are showing up. We entered a 4 p.m. showing and emerged nearly 2 hours later to debrief in the Times Square Olive Garden. Oh yeah, Olive Garden. Well, it looks like the fucking hypnotism worked. Let us explain why. This year, Sonic the Hedgehog has been a subject of morbid fascination for a number of reasons. Namely, the fact that the hog himself was completely redesigned after a deluge of fan criticism in 2019. Local EIC, John DeLeo, it looks like someone misspelled my name worse than I've ever seen them spell it, wrote about what this all means in an article for Mike last week. It was a significant moment in Hollywood history, so the blog arrived on the scene to access the results. And well, after a single viewing of the film, we'd like to clear up any confusion and note that yes, Sonic the Hedgehog is indeed a furry-friendly film. And the reason why they say this is because it's an action film and the camera angles zoom in on the action, and I guess they're one of the few people who were looking at Sonic's privates during the streaming. Says a lot about them. I wasn't doing that, so it says a lot about me. I guess some furries just happened to watch the movie. That's what happens. Now that is out of the way, Sonic is also a shameless lewd piece of propaganda. Copaganda. It's a lewd piece of copaganda. Now, copaganda is a made-up term that these fucking lunatics have made up to point out media that portray a cop in a positive light. If you have a cop in your show and he isn't standing on Knuckles' neck, then you aren't doing it correctly and you are bad. That is what they are saying. Sonic's first true human friend, Tom the Donut Lord Wachowski, and I think I said that right, is the local sheriff of Green Hills, a small town in Montana, even though it wasn't filmed in Montana. Tom dreams of being a big city street cop in San Francisco, but don't worry, he's not like most cops because Tom's loving wife, Maddie, is a black woman. That's fucking bullshit. Assuming that all cops are white and assuming that all cops can't have interracial relationships. That's fucking bullshit. You don't know every single fucking cop. You don't know the statistics of interracial marriages or relationships. That's a lot of assuming on your end. Who fully supports his dreams of rising the ranks. Given the history of the police and black communities, this is an article about Sonic the Hedgehog, by the way, in the United States, this is clearly a demonstration that cops can't be all that bad because Tom loves and supports his wife. Or maybe, just maybe, they had a character who happened to not fit your stereotype. Later, we see Maddie with her sister Rachel, or Rachel, I'm gonna say Rachel though, and niece in San Francisco. It's clear that Rachel does not trust Tom, hinting at this tension following Tom's new title as domestic terrorist for helping Sonic the Hedgehog and not turning him into the government. They didn't include that part. They didn't include that part, the fact that he's a domestic terrorist because he helped someone. Rachel claims that she knew it. The best part of this movie was was Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. The movie could have totally excluded Sonic and been okay. That is a very rude thing to say and undermines all the other great actors and great writing of the movie, but whatever. The propaganda thing only appeared for 5 seconds, so who gives a shit? This article is poorly named, poorly paced, and poorly written. I am not shocked. Addison summarizes it beautifully. 2/3 of the movie was not great, and 1/3 of the movie was the best thing ever. That's not a fucking review. So why did we go to Olive Garden? Well, the product placement in this film is unavoidable. We have no idea how many brand deals they actually got, but we counted at least 3. With, I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know how to say that. So apparently one of them is the funniest. I don't know what the fuck that is. Invisalign. I'm gonna say it's Invisalign, with Invisalign being the funniest. And early on, Tom casually references the prominent pseudo-Italian restaurant slogan, "When you're here, you're family," in an offhanded line. Later on, the government official thanks Tom and Maddie for their work serving their country by rewarding them with a $50 Olive Garden gift card. Have you heard of their endless pasta bowl? It's endless. And I know a lot of people took that away. They think that's fucking hilarious, meme-worthy. It wasn't funny. It was just cringe. And the fact that you went to Olive Garden right afterwards shows that you're part of the problem, but whatever. It's worth mentioning that despite our best efforts, we were unable to purchase the endless pasta bowl at Times Square location. So the advertisement didn't even work properly. That's the best part of this article, is that you can't actually get the endless pasta bowl after it was advertised to you in the movie. That's probably the best part of this whole article. So this was meant to be a review of a movie. It didn't talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the movie. It was promised to me as a whiny millennials rant of propaganda. It was barely that. It was that for like half a paragraph, maybe a paragraph if I'm being generous. It's just disappointing all around. I'm disappointed with this article. I was hoping for much more. It did give me what I wanted with some idiot whining about police officers, and hopefully you guys found it was funny. Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we are doing a Sonic Off the Press. Today's Sonic Off the Press, we are reading Is Robotnik a Feminist? An Investigation, and this is by Vice. And yes, they really do care about Dr. Robotnik being a fucking feminist. Some profiles of the Sonic the Hedgehog antagonist describe him as a feminist. Only one, and it turns out they actually fucked up and it was a typo. In Japanese, they never called him a feminist, but whatever. Whatever you want to fucking say. This is by this woman. I don't fucking care. Is Dr. Robotnik, the principal bad guy in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, a feminist? According to his Wikipedia page, which is derived from his description in Sonic Heroes, which is a mistranslation, yes he is. It sounds like an obvious wiki hoax, but the statement is supported with several sources, including profiles of the Mustachio character in the games from... I don't think Sonic Adventure 2 listed him as a feminist. I think it was just Heroes, where Robotnik is listed under alternative name Dr. Eggman. A scan of the Sonic Heroes page posted by Reddit user several months ago states, as well as him having an unfeasibly IQ of 300, Eggman is a romanticist, a feminist, and a self-professed gentleman. This revelation is surprising to say at least. Did Sonic's arch villain come out as a feminist at least a decade before Taylor Swift, Emma Watson, and other cemented the feminist label in place of mainstream pop culture? Why would a character whose main purpose is to be the baddie wave a feminist flag? Because maybe all feminists are evil. Maybe that's it. Just saying. How did this happen? What does it mean? I think it means feminists are evil. One Reddit commenter suggested that the text could be a mistranslation from Japanese, which it is, and it's actually meant to say that he is a womanizer. Obviously pretty different from a feminist. I mean, it doesn't seem too different from some feminists I know. But another responds that the two texts are actually not the same. Our source, motherboard writer Emmy, I'm not even gonna read that last name, Mom, confirmed that we're really getting someone's mom to fucking... My source is someone's mom. Very, 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 very fucking professional. Confirmed that the Japanese version of the Sonic Heroes PS2 game manual does not mention either above. In fact, it doesn't say much about Robotnik's character at all, because that's what fucking Sega does. Does Robotnik treat women as equals? Does he come off as someone who would advocate for the rights of women? I don't know, does he? I reached out to Sega and Sonic Team in an attempt to clear up this issue, but haven't gotten any response yet. What a shock. They're probably just confused that someone's speaking English to them and is asking them such a stupid question. So let's take a look at what else we know about the egg-shaped antagonist and explore what must be one of gaming's oldest mysteries. Is Dr. Ivo Robotnik a feminist? Wow, I'm feeling like I'm in a gamer guide video right now. Reaching a conclusion may be harder than you think, given that there doesn't even seem to be an official consensus on what the character's real name is, and that's how Sega likes it. But let's see what we've got to work with. The natural place to start would be Robotnik's view toward women and gender equality. We're really doing this, by the way. This is real. This isn't a nightmare. This is real. You are awake. Does he treat women as equals? Does he come off as someone who would advocate for the rights of women? Just repeat yourself, Gamer Guide. Repeat yourself. We'll get to 10 minutes eventually. My most intimate knowledge of Sonic is from the first Mega Drive game, and we know we're dealing with a Brit now, if Mum didn't tip it off, in which there aren't any female characters that I can recall, but the games and TV shows since have introduced a cast of girl hedgehogs. Girl hedgehogs? Who's the other girl hedgehog? I would love to fucking know. And other female characters, usually depicted as cliched, long lashes, pink and purple fecks. Do you got a problem with that? Should they be blue? Should they be brown? Should they be fucking any color? It seems sexist to fucking have a problem with what fucking color they are. Since when is purple a female color? I guess I'm fucking out of it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is obviously a problem. There can't be any purple male characters. In our series, Tropes vs. Women in Video Games, female critic Anita Sarkeesian takes issues with one of the most prominent female characters in the Sonic world, Amy Rose. She uses Amy Rose as an example of Miss Male character, a female version of an already established character, only discernibly as different, though stereotypically girl attributes. And by the way, in case you didn't know, Amy wasn't made as a video game character. She actually premiered in the manga, and in the manga, there was a ton of hedgehog characters. Plenty of hedgehog characters, so she fit right in. She was from Hedgehog Town, same as Sonic or Nikki in that world. So the fact that she's calling Amy just a female Sonic shows that she doesn't know anything about Amy's creation, and just sees her as a Minnie Mouse because she's looking for something to be offended by. That's what's happening here. And she doesn't actually know these characters. Amy Rose is a pink hedgehog, so now characters can't be pink or else they're sexist. I didn't know that, but now I do. Who wears a dress and is largely defined by her unrequited love for the hero Sonic, rather than any personal qualities. She's a sidekick. She is always caring for everyone. She sees the good in anyone, including if they're evil. She is a strong-willed person. She has a fucking hammer that can smash you to bits. She has a living car in some scenarios. She can fucking read your future through tarot cards. She has magical tracking abilities. She can turn invisible sometimes. Amy has a lot of other things to her character besides just wanting to be with Sonic. But if you just skim over a wiki page, that's what you'll get from it. You don't know anything about Amy. Despite her clearly defined goal to marry Sonic, he treats her as little more than an annoyance because 1, she's younger than him, and 2, he's not interested in being in a relationship period in the games. Sarkeesian also points out that Amy Rose is damseled in the 1993 game Sonic CD, and that is the only time she's really damseled. You could say that she has been held at gunpoint by Eggman, but so has Tails, so has Sonic. Tails has been kidnapped by Eggman too, he was in Sonic 2 for the Sega Master System. So you can only really call it damseled if you're looking for something to be offended by. Like, other characters have been kidnapped besides Amy. This isn't an Amy exclusive thing. But if you want to be offended, you'll find something to be offended by. Where she's kidnapped by the evil Metal Sonic and another sexist gaming trope. I guess Tails is a female, and Sega is sexist because Tails was also kidnapped at around the same time. But whatever. I guess all the flickies Eggman kidnaps, they're also all women, and it's also sexist because you can't kidnap a woman or else it's bad. No kidnapping women. Bad. Don't do that. You can kidnap 100 fucking men, that's fine, but the second you kidnap a woman, too far. All in all, there is a clear gender divide in the Sonic world. Yes, and that being that more men are kidnapped than women. It is crazy. With male and female characters rather bluntly stereotyped. It's because all the Sonic characters are stereotypes. Sonic is an adventurer. Knuckles is a fucking treasure hunter or the tough guy. Tails is the smart guy. You can go on and on. All the fucking Sonic characters are a stereotype. And most prominent roles going to the guys throughout the franchise. That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. In any game where there's multiple characters, there's usually a female. Sonic Adventure 1, Amy. Sonic Adventure 2, Rouge. Sonic Heroes, Amy, Rouge, and Cream. Don't fucking talk shit. I know my shit. I'll point it out. Sonic Advance, Amy. Sonic Advance 2, Amy and Cream. Sonic Rush, Sonic and Blaze. You can keep going on and on. In games with multiple characters, there's usually a female. The only times that there wasn't is in games like Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Sonic 3, when there weren't any female characters to put in the game. And most of the time when a female character appears in a Sonic game, they're playable, including that of Eggman, literally called Man. Are you having a problem with his name? His name is a pun. I am the Eggman, I am the Walrus. Eggman being an industrial businessman? Come on. And you have to go for the Japanese name to prove your point, you fucking loser. So the Sonic world might not offer the most promising female characters, say that the Sally Acorn, Bunny Rabbit, I could keep going on and on and on. But what's Robotnik's take on all this? He's fictional, so he doesn't have a take. Robotnik doesn't seem to have much to do specifically with Amy Rose, despite kidnapping her or whatever, though his robot army targets her along with all the other good characters, so that means that she's equally at risk as the male characters. Thanks for pointing that out to me. Amy Rose is kidnapped or held hostage a few times though, so is Tails, which is pretty gendered in peril in video games. Okay, so Tails being held captive in Sonic Lost World must be fucking sexist towards fucking men. Tails gets kidnapped repeatedly. Tails gets put in danger repeatedly. So I guess he's a damsel in distress. So far, not very feminist. Are you trying to decide if Sonic is feminist or if the fucking Robotnik is feminist? Because I'm getting confused now. As for other female characters, Robotnik doesn't exactly seem to hold them in the highest regard. At one point in the Nintendo DS game, Sonic Rush, Blaze, a purple cat princess complete with high heels. Are you having a problem with her fashion sense now? It's sexist to wear high heels? She wears a fucking coat and pants. Like, she's a tomboy through and through, and you have a problem with that? What the fuck is wrong with you? Takes on the Eggman in her mission to save the Soul Emeralds. By the way, she's like the fucking hero of her universe. So that's very sexist indeed, her being the hero and the chosen one, but whatever. I never thought a girl could be so tough, Eggman says, in the English version of the game. I don't even know if that's said in the Japanese version. Chances are that's a mistranslation, but whatever. But Eggman fucking talks shit to everyone. Eggman's a fucking loser, but whatever. She can't be tough because she's a girl, huh? That doesn't sound like a feminist outlook, and you're right on that. One Sonic wiki suggests that Robotnik is romantically interested in women, at least in the US animated TV show. Wait, what? Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, that's not the only thing. In Sonic X, he also was interested in women, but whatever, and was crushed by the unrequited love for a woman named Lucinda. Things take a dark turn. Robotnik seems to prefer robotic female companionship, which robotic female is fucking retarded, but whatever, because they can be used as personal slaves. Well, I think that he wants everyone to be robots. That's kind of his whole fucking shtick. rather than an equal partner, the wiki description states. So now we're going off of wikis, but whatever. I can just read Wikipedia, and that's all the fucking research I have to do for this article. Oh dear, that doesn't sound much like someone who respects a woman's autonomy. Autonomy? He fucking turns people into robots. He doesn't care about anyone's autonomy and supports equal social rights, doesn't it? In one episode of the cartoon, Robotnik builds a robot wife, Omeletta, notable for her large chest. Robotnik is also alleged to have commented on a female character Rouge breast at some point in the series. You're not even going to give an example of that, you're just going to say it happened? According to a write-up, Robotnik does indeed attempt to treat Omeletta as a slave, but when water gets in her system, she turns against him in the relationship. Apparently, he makes a different robo-wife, very clever. In another episode, her likes include cooking. Wow, so we're going off of cartoons made in the 90s that aren't even canon to the games. Way to go, Gamer Guide. You did your research. And by the way, Gamer Guide didn't actually write this. I'm just making fun of the article and him, but whatever. From Robotnik's interactions with women in the Sonic universe, it certainly doesn't seem too likely that anyone would accuse him of being a feminist. And really, that's entirely unsurprising. After all, a much more dominant trait in the character is his lust for world domination, exactly, which certainly overshadows any suggestion of fighting for equality. In the earliest games, the main plot is based on Robotnik trying to enslave all the world's animals as robots. Yes, sounds a bit of a patriarchal goal. No. Yes, the whole fucking point of Eggman is that he wants to take over everything. He wants to rule over everything. He is a self-proclaimed dictator. He's not a good person. Perhaps Robotnik likes to think he's a feminist, but falls very short in the execution. No, he doesn't. It's just a mistranslated fucking manual, but whatever. Perhaps this is woefully misguided interpretation of what a feminist character should be. That'd be funny. Perhaps it was all just rather unfortunate mistake. That is true, and you made a whole article out of it. Next up, to what extent can he be truly considered a romanticist? If that actually gets made, then I'm going to fucking read that. And that was, is Dr. Robotnik a feminist? So in the end of all this, they just fucking said the whole franchise was sexist. They didn't know anything about the characters. All they read was fucking wiki articles. They don't know shit about the franchise as a whole. So I think that this whole fucking article was a waste of time. Maybe in 2015 when this was written, you might have got a chuckle out of this when you actually still watched Anita Sarkeesian. But in 2020, soon to be 2021, this article is terribly dated and laughably ill-researched. Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we are doing another Sonic Off the Press. This article is written by Jack Grimes, and it is called Sonic the Hedgehog is the leftist role model we need. Dismantling industrial capitalism is way past cool. And yes, this article is real. This is not a shitpost. This was made in 2018. Our world is in crisis. Every year, millions of tons of greenhouse gas pollutions, poison and smoke are pumped into our oceans, soil, and atmosphere. Scientists predict that unless we radically change our system of global production within the next few years, the Earth will become uninhabitable in the next 100. Whose fault is this? A deadly cocktail of overconsumption, profit-driven global capitalism, because it always has to be capitalism. Capitalism is the evil to every story. And a sprawling, unchecked industrial system is mostly to blame, but sure, quit using straws if you want to, because I guess that's a jab at California. Now, one thing I have to point out is people have said that Eggman is a capitalist. Eggman is not a capitalist. Eggman is a dictator. Eggman does not want you to buy a product from him. The only game to which Eggman could be considered a capitalist would be the Sonic Riders games, because in the Sonic Riders games, he actually provides a product and even capitalizes on said product. Just because he gathers oil does not mean that he's a capitalist unless he's selling said oil, which we've never seen proof of. Just because he runs casinos doesn't mean he's a capitalist. He has amusement parks and casinos and shit because he's a giant child. It's a way of him having fun by himself. He doesn't invite anybody who would spend money to these locations. He invites Sonic the Hedgehog to go there, who just breaks his shit. If he's a capitalist, he's doing a very bad job at being one because he isn't making any money. Capitalism is quite literally ripping the planet apart. Every government is ripping the planet apart. You can't pretend like that a communist society didn't pollute any more than a fucking capitalist one. That's fucking bullshit. There were still production plants in communist countries. There are still. China is communist and they create so much fucking pollution. They're one of the top leading polluters. That is ridiculous to say that it is because of capitalism. Quite literally ripping the planet apart and selling it to us in pieces. In these drastic times, an increasing number of radicals are turning to drastic measures, engaging in fighting the expansion of predatory capitalism in the real physical world, where you have the power to confront it. From pipeline protests at Standing Rock to occupying Exxon offices, sabotaging construction equipment, direct climate action is becoming an increasingly powerful weapon in the hands of angry and rightfully scared lower class. This kind of direct physical resistance, which some people call terrorism, is the only functional and short-term workable way to save our fragile world from the blind, thrashing greed of industrial capitalism. Has nothing to do with Sonic. Who then is going to lead us in this new era of climate radicalism? So, the leader that you need in the real world to help you solve a real world problem is a cartoon hedgehog from the 1990s who did PSAs telling kids not to hop in washing machines. This is your hero? That's really sad. We need someone with applicable experience and an understanding of anti-capitalist organizing. That is not Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog has never once fought capitalism. He fought Eggman, who's trying to take over the world and sometimes turn everyone into robots. If everyone is robots, they can't spend money, which would mean that he's not a capitalist. Someone who's recognizable, outspoken, fast and blue, so they want to steal Sonic the Hedgehog. They want to co-op something, just like with Star Wars, just like with every other thing, She-Ra, I could keep naming over and over again, where they fucking take something over and make it lame. Sonic the Hedgehog, at its he's a hedgehog and he's a guy. Core, a game about radical climate action. Not really. Not content to try voting away the destruction. So this is straight up telling you that the system in place is not working. That you can't vote away something. You can't fucking rely on the electoral system. Give up on democracy and resort to radical terrorism. That's what this is telling you to do. And Robotnik never gave you the chance to vote. Robotnik is a world dictator. He won't give you the chance to vote. And he's not a fucking capitalist. Capitalist means Sonic takes to occupation and sabotage. He doesn't stay home and buy more efficient cars and start recycling. That's because Eggman never gave you the option. He wants to kill you and everyone you know and take over the world and make it uninhabitable. That is his end goal. He is not trying to turn a profit or trying to help his industry expand so he can give money to his kids. He is someone who wants to destroy everything because he's a cartoon villain. The oil oceans and chemical plants of the world. Oh, so now you're making video game comparisons? Hubs of environmental exploitation are just sitting around chugging out smog when we arrive. They're vulnerable to anyone who's willing to put... If you sabotage these plants, you're going to cause more environmental harm than if they were shut down properly. Like, you're gonna make that... the whole fucking area uninhabitable because you decided to sabotage it rather than protest against it and get it shut down efficiently. What if you did that to a nuclear power plant? What if you did that to a plant that needed to be functioning? What if you did that to a dam? You could cause unknown destruction because you didn't care. Destruction only by the idea that we shouldn't cross the fence or turn this valve. Sonic's brand of industrial sabotage isn't a destructive action. Yes, it is, but he's a cartoon character, so it doesn't matter. It's a protective action. That's bullshit. He liberates the animals trapped by the construction of capitalist oppression. No, he frees animals that were put in a fucking cartoon robot. your allegory doesn't work. Represented by somewhat ham-fisted, but still effectively by a big metal cage. Go fuck yourself. And every time these animals simply scatter, having learned nothing from their brush with death at the hands of industrialism, these animals represent the center, the people who most at risk by the conscious of danger looming over them. These animals are the right-wing poor, the social liberals, and the capitalist apologists. Oh no. Sonic, and to similar extent Knuckles and Tails, who I would have loved to have seen roped into this somehow, are the radicals that will save us. They're on the ground thrashing equipment, freeing the oppressed. Actually, they've never once destroyed any of the chemical plants or any of the fucking casino zones. They just leave it there. They free the fucking animals from the robots, beat the shit out of Eggman, and then walk away. They never once fucking, turned everything back to normal. And slowly choking to the rightful death of the mean bean. They never even killed him. They let him get away with it so many times, and he keeps causing worse things to happen. So that was the article. Sonic the Hedgehog is the leftist role model we need. It yet again pushes the fake fucking story of Eggman being a capitalist. It tries to indoctrinate people into liking leftist belief systems by equating it to Sonic the Hedgehog. I say that Sonic the Hedgehog doesn't need to be political. It isn't political, and it shouldn't be co-opted by political parties. I think that when you see this shit, you should laugh at it, point out how it's wrong, and then move on with your day. There are groups online who want Sonic the Hedgehog to become political. I would say that you chastise these people and don't accept it. Because when it comes to cancel culture or the culture wars, it is engulfing everything. And if it engulfs Sonic the Hedgehog, there's going to be a whole lot of shit. There's going to be a whole lot of shit coming from that. So hopefully it doesn't happen, and hopefully you guys like this video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.